What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Average Gamer Guys, back again. More arena action. We are picking up where we left off with our very interesting green-white, like, aura enchantment build, and has gone pretty good synergy-wise. We're 2-1. We're gonna see if we can pick up some more wins here in today's episode. Hopefully, if you're clicking on this, thank you for being here. Hopefully you enjoy. Hopefully we get some good games in. We've been enjoying Wilds of Eldraine and just having some fun, doing some drafts, some things like that. Enjoying the set. Really good set. Really been enjoying it, liking it myself, as I have said probably many a times. But yeah, this deck is pretty interesting. It's been pretty good as we've gotten it started. If you want to go check out the actual draft and how we built up to this point, we had a previous video up probably a few days ago, so feel free to go check that out. And I'm actually going to keep this 2 land. We're on the draw. We got Pollen Shield here, which we can get in quick, and we got Kellen's to deal with some stuff. And we have a few of our pieces. We're going to hope for another land or 2. We can just get Pollen Shield hair in, and then we can start doing some stuff from that point. Or we can just hold up Kellen's. Probably just hold up Kellen's here. Hopefully no pumping combat trick. So we can get Savior in after this. Seems fine. Good blocker. Vigilance 2. Voracious Vermin. Very, very good. They would both turn into 3/2s. We're not going to do that. Yeah, that seems like a smart play. He's not going to block. He's going to want to get his rat tokens in at us, basically. What we could do is block both, and then we could Moment of Valor 1, because then they'll both be 4/3s. I don't really like them being out of our range at this point. Probably hold on doing that. What we are going to be able to do is we're going to be able to do Bestowed Knight. We'll be able to draw if Tangle Spawn doesn't get impacted, and we could also do Bestial Bloodline as well. We could get a 2 for here, draw 2 cards, get these guys pumped up pretty good. Now Edgewall Pack is very good. I like this card a lot. We'll take the 2. Not too worried about the rats. All right, so we are going to get a 2-for. I think we put this on here. Get the draw. Get a Kellen's, which isn't bad. Now we could coop up the Edgewall Pack, actually. Which actually isn't probably a terrible idea. And we're gonna get the trigger there anyways. And then this would actually trigger if this goes out of the battlefield. I don't see us blocking here. And with Vigilance, it's not too bad off. I have a feeling Tangle Spawn's gonna get targeted here, or Savior. Yep. We're gonna have to waste multiple spells on that. Yep. Get another rat token. Not ideal. Took some damage there. So Bestial Bloodline doesn't feel bad. Just to be able to get the card draw. We have some pieces here. We just need... I think we just keep up a Kellen's. Because we'll take down a Voracious Vermin. They end up attacking with everything. We'll take down a Voracious Vermin. I could Moment of Valor this. I think the card draw here is going to be too important. I'm okay with taking... I don't want to take too much damage here. Yep. Now I feel like Pollen Shield here to get a blocker. And then having Kellen's, because we do want to be able to take out a Voracious Vermin. Or I could Pollen Shield and then Beast to put them up both up to 4/4s. And then that would give me... Because they're going to keep trying to do the Voracious Vermin. And this will give us a draw. What does this do? Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like, why would they attack? They will become... If I block 2, they become 5/4s. Maybe we just block the 1. We take the 2. So this isn't great. We could put a monster roll on here, Voracious Vermin. We would get a draw at that point. Saves me from taking the 2 damage. I think what we need to be able to do here is we need to be able to do two things. Because we're going to need to be able to do Kellen's by getting rid of the Royal Roll. That worked out really, really perfectly for us. I'm gonna keep one back here. The extra 1 damage isn't gonna matter. We can get another Charmed in. That's unfortunate. That was a very... We stabilized really, really nicely there. Yeah, we stabilized really nicely there. That's about the only draw that we can't take. 3 damage, and then really after that we're very much in control because we're going to be able to basically bring in another Charmed, put it on this one. We would have been able to draw another card. I feel like we got just a little behind on mana. We needed 1 or 2. We needed to be able to play like 2 spells a turn, like a turn or 2 earlier. Would have been big, but that whole synergy that we had to be able to bring in the knight, get the blocker for the flyer, and do all that stuff was actually quite good. Just unfortunate that it didn't pan out our way. We were kind of on the back foot a bit for a while there, just with all the rats. That pressure from those rat tokens can be pretty immense, especially with 2 voracious vermin that are both getting pumped. I guess one thing we could have done is try to take out one of those earlier, but then again, by doing that, we're pumping the other one, so we had to find a way to basically knock out both in 1 turn, which is, you know, not an easy thing to do. We're gonna keep this. We're gonna hope for 1 more planes. We have some good interaction here. And they're running a little slow, which isn't a bad thing. Running very slow. I have a feeling that Savior's gonna die if we play him, but maybe not. Discard a card. Yeah, we'll do that. We can always bring it back, which is good, so. I guess. Well, interesting here. I wonder if they're missing a color. So now we're going to start working some synergy here. We can get her down and then start making some enchantments. We're going to like really roll. Charmed is going to be able to do that. Bestowed Knight will be able to do that for us. Let's see what they do. This is kind of interesting. They got to be missing a color. I am. Okay. Sure. It just seems weird that it would have no creatures at this point. Yeah. Fortunate. But the synergy is going to be here. Again, we can do curse, so we can mimic the monster roll. Maybe we'll do, you know, next turn we could honestly do a royal roll token and get them both pumped up if we want to do that. We'll be able to do the curse. So this is the interesting thing. I want to give her ward 1, but I also want to pump this guy. So I'm thinking we do this. We go here with this. And I also do a royal roll on this guy. Not gonna attack. The ward 1, I just want to be. Okay. Yeah, so we're making it bigger. I don't know if I necessarily care. Well, now I definitely don't care. And then he's gonna get bigger. Yeah, that was a pretty positive turn. Then honestly, anything they put down, we can curse with the Werefox. I just really wonder what they had. That was a very interesting game. Maybe didn't draw again the other color they needed, or just didn't see a lot of creatures. They had some good removal, some decent synergy from that perspective. But yeah, just kind of interesting there. 1-1 on the night. Let's see if we can bring that into at least even territory out of 4 games, or go up +1. I really, we got some great pieces. I really like this deck, and I think Curse of the Werefox is interesting. If we could have seen, I think, one more creature that runs some synergy with the auras, the enchantments, I think would have been really, really huge. Kellen Knight, Griffin. This isn't terrible. I'll take 2. I'm not too interested in some kind of silly combat trick here. I want to keep Knight up if we can. So I put myself in a bad position. I think we just attack, yeah. Miss a land drop again, unfortunately. No, let's go ahead. Do the royal roll. I should have did that before combat, but a little bit of a mistake there. Because really, I just want to keep Kellen's up. If he attacks, we can burn it. Maybe even do it in response to a pump spell. I'm not gonna bargain. Gosh, missing on lands here doesn't feel great. Excuse me. I'm gonna wait on this. If we don't get in a land next turn, then we'll probably do that. But honestly, again, we can get some synergy here. All right, gonna pump this guy. Gosh, I am just absolutely just. I'm playing this horribly. I should have played that guy, played the, we could have scryed. Seems fine. Took him out of torch range. Missing a color. We played that game so terribly, and to get rewarded with a win is like yes, sure, was lucky on our part, I guess. That was not good. That was not a good game. We did not play a good game there. All right, we're at least in the neutral column, depending on how this game goes. But maybe we can see one more win. That would be solid. Got cooped up. Sanctuary. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. I'll keep this 6. I'll put Charmed on the bottom. It's gonna take a while to get there, but at least we have a creature. We have Solitary. We can do some interesting things here. We really gotta hope for a land. We got saved. Monstrosity. We'll take 3 here, most likely. Did I miss a land drop? We could 2 for 1 here. With Kellen's. Or we could Solitary Sanctuary down the veteran. don't hate this play. So we have Vigilance here. We draw another land, we'll be able to do something like Curse and then keep Kellen's or Bestial up, which is good. We want to be able to take out Veteran. So what we can do here is we can Curse or Monster Roll to fight this thing. We can get in for some damage, then we can keep Kellen's up. Get the food token. It's okay, we'll attack. We'll end. I don't know if he runs Veteran Outrider in. He may not. Okay. Another Monstrosity. The problem now is I cannot Kellen's. Oh, we're one turn away from getting a really nice synergy going here. We could trade down. Not going to. That might be a mistake. Might have been in our best interest to keep the pressure up. But essentially what we're going to do is we'll Bestial Bloodline. And then we're going to start tapping some stuff down and putting some 1/1 counters on these things. Get these guys out of reach a bit. This guy is still susceptible to Kellen's, which we'll be able to do. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I feel like now we're kind of in control here. If we get another land the next turn, we've stabilized really nicely. We get the Vigilance 5/6 in, kind of hoping I force a block here. What's going to be interesting is if we do get the additional land, we get some trample damage over. I don't see them. Quick study, nice at the end. I don't see them attacking here, which is probably the only unfortunate part. because that would be a good way to clear out Veteran Outrider. But if we get an additional land, we're going to be able to play Stalking Celebrant, return this to our hand, play Sanctuary, basically tap both creatures, and we'll win if they don't play anything else. Either way, we'll have a massive advantage, depending on what they do here. So they got 5 land available. Okay, that was smart. That was smart. I don't think it's gonna matter, actually. And they got rid of their food token, which is actually kind of interesting for us. So Stab Wound is not great. So what we can do here, we could plunge into Winter to tap. Make this guy bigger. We're not clock here, so we need to get aggressive. I could return Savior to my hand. What I really want to do, I think the win condition is be able to do stockpiling into Sanctuary. I can plunge into Winter and then force the block here with Veteran Outrider. I think if we plunge Monstrosity, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put the 1/1 here. I guess what I could have done is playing stockpiling. This would go down to a 3/4. We're gonna bargain. Yes. Hit the 1. So that'll get rid of this. We can block the Monstrosity. This destroys this creature. Have to block the Monstrosity. You can take the 2 from Stab Wound. If we don't get a land, we can stockpiling Celebrant, Savior back to our hand. That's okay, actually. This helps us in some regard. This is a very close game. Sure. This is very interesting. They have a lot of cards. That's my concern here. Don't know what this is going to be. But the beautiful part is going to be I can tap down 2 creatures with this. As long as Rhymeful stays in the game. And essentially I can guarantee that as long as they don't have... Yeah, that's fine. Yep. We can also destroy Cruel at the end of the turn. Yep, you get to draw a card. Yep. I think we just lock this up as long as they don't have... any type of... I don't even... Is there... Disdainful Stroke, I guess? I don't think that... So they're doing Curse. I just kill this. And they don't get to Curse. Yep. Wow, what a close game. Wow. Very, very close. Whew. There's some nail biters in this one. Stop asking me this. Yes, I had fun. That was wildly close. That was good. That was a really good game. I feel like getting to that 6 mana was so crucial with the ability to, again, play 2 spells per turn. They did a good job of trying to stabilize, and I see what they were going for with the werewolf. They were going to try to clear our side of the board and then obviously get in some damage and then kind of set up to be successful there. That yeah, that was, wow, crazy game. Well, we hit up to 5 wins. Let's see if we can finish this off. That's kind of the goal. 4 to 5 wins. 5 wins, I think, is a solid goal. We get our, essentially we'll get our gems back and kind of get some free cards and stuff out of it. Some fun, some good games, a good draft. And I'm really liking this deck. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to mulligan. And I will keep this, and I think we get return gone. And again, we're gonna kind of have some good synergy here, because we can duplicate the Solitary Sanctuary. We can get Savior in, Solitary as a follow-up to that. Then we can kind of run from that point. The Vermin. I mean, he could double block. I feel like I would take this trade all day. Get a 2-for-1 out of this? Why not? Yeah, we're we're not gonna. We got vigilance. This thing having vigilance is so good. It's so good. It really is. It's so good. Dude, Red Cap Gutter Dweller is phenomenal. Because then he's going to be able to pump this. The good part here is we're going to be able to make him basically sack all these things down to Voracious, and then we can just moment the Voracious. I wonder if we put the 4/4 flyer in to capitalize, and then if we get... I think we do. Just build up some board presence here. Put some good threats in. Yep, you're gonna sack one of these guys. You're gonna pump this. Yep. Yep. Makes sense. Makes sense. Be able to create some more rats. We honestly want these. We don't want them both to get too big. Yep. We're gonna start being able to go over the top here with Dutiful. And put some pressure on that way. But I want them to sack down a few of these things to this. Yep, it's fine. They're definitely going wide here on this strategy, but we're representing with really good creatures. If we start representing, this is actually probably the best play. So let's go to combat. Let's bring the Griffin in. And then I'm gonna do Charmed. A Royal Roll here. So they're gonna sack this down. Yep, they're gonna get some counters. Yep. They have another Voracious Vermin. So here's the thing. Next turn, we can essentially moment this down. Because what I don't want to happen now is them to keep getting the card advantage from Red Cap. So we need to be able to kill this. Kind of had to do its own work a little bit. We got a 4/3 we got to deal with, which is still in striking range of Kellen's if we really need. But I think we need to moment that out. And then we'll also have an opportunity essentially to copy the Royal Roll onto Charmed. This is really good for them too. This basically means their Voracious Vermin are going to be able to get huge. Yep. And they have a card draw engine. This deck we are up against is really good. It is very good. It is very good. I think we need to take the opportunity to kill this guy. I think that part's very important. Yep. I think we also then need to attach that, and we're gonna need the Kellen's to maybe be able to take care of that. But the good part here is we'll be able to tap down the big one. This does have reach, which is a little unfortunate. But I think now we gotta just start punching for some damage here. We can tap down the Reacher next turn. We can chump block if we need to. What's in? Oh, we can copy solitary. So we need to keep Yenna. Need to keep Yenna up here. How much damage are they representing? They can sack 3 creatures. Yep. They're gonna just keep making these huge. They don't find removal for either one of these, though. We're actually in good shape because we're going to be able to essentially put 1/1 counters on both of them. Because we play Solitary and then Yenna can copy Solitary. So we're going to be able to tap 2 things. The interesting thing is we can also sacrifice. He can sacrifice it in response, but that still gets the job done. We could also... I just don't know what they're gonna do. We can save this. Oh, I can only do this. We can only activate this as a sorcery. So I would need to be able to keep Kellen's up, because we can get rid of one of the rolls to knock out one of these big vermin. Let's we'll have to see what they have. See if they're going to be able to stop this. So nothing was dealt damage, so... Stay alive here. It's one of those things where, do I copy this and do I lock this big guy down? Nah, we'll keep Kellen's up here. We'll sacrifice one of the royal rolls. I don't know if that puts our... So we can always put the royal roll back on. But really, we just need this synergy to work here. Guess they're trying to find an answer. They can keep gaining life and drawing cards. They can do that 2 more times to get to 5. Sacrifice these 2. They just really can't attack. I mean, I expect I'm going to see 1 Voracious Vermin come at me. Yep. Draw a card, smart. Like, they can't do anything here, right? Wow. Very interesting game. We had good stabilization, and we really, that was some nice synergy. We finally had an opportunity. I think that's the first time we've been able to have Yenna stay on the field and really work to copy our enchantments. And then just a lot of pressure between Dutiful and Charmed. And then the ability to basically bargain off the rolls and then be able to put them back on if we wanted to in that instance was fantastic. And they went really wide, but I think getting rid of the red cap early was really smart, or at least I got a little bit of value out of it, but get it into a range to then take it out and then kind of eliminate that top of the deck, essentially exile card play was, I feel pretty strong there. I block these two and I still take 5. Yeah. Okay. Just losing that, just not getting the land drop was pretty rough there. Little unfortunate way to go out, but it is what it is. The deck still performed very well. I was very happy with it. I think, what did we get? 6 total wins. 6 wins is... Can't be sad at 6 wins out of the deck. I am not sad about this in the slightest. Certainly would like to finish it for that 7th win. That match is definitely plays out way differently if we get that land, or if we are able to keep slumbering up and make it a 3-3 and get 1 scry off of it. I think to shuttle a little bit of that back so we could get to the land faster, that would have been really interesting to kind of see, but made sense for them to do that. Was that match? I'm getting confused now. I don't even remember, but I'm pretty happy with this. Again, I think this deck was pretty cool. I really did enjoy it. We take a look. I mean, we had some good synergy. We had some good removal and Kellen's and Curse. I actually really like this in a kind of like role-based deck for our ability to sacrifice and bargain those rolls if we need to. Pollen Shield did win us a game. However, I just think this is just a good card, and if we have creature tokens, which we could have made a few, we only made a couple off of Knight of Doves, can make those better, but Return Triumphant I don't think we used at all, but I could see this being a really solid in our deck, which essentially most of our creatures were 3 or less, which is pretty cool. Things like Tangle Spawn and a few others, stockpiling, be able to come back. 2 Solitary Sanctuary, I think this card is fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic, and if you can get this out with some tapping synergy and you can make some of your small creatures just outside a little bit of the smaller end removal, like Kellen's 3 damage, 3 or 4 damage, obviously really fantastic. Savior ended up being really good today on the back end. I think Moment of Valor is always good for the ability to save your creature. You can untap too, which is really cool. So this can become a combat trick to swap some things around if you want to do that. But also just being able to remove. Bestowed Knight, I actually really enjoyed this card. Again, role focus for the ability to pay one white to be able to get a royal role token, which has ward 1, especially early, is really, really good. I really like that. And then Reindeer we saw come into some play earlier, not as much today, but definitely yesterday. That was just fantastic. I really, and then Yenna in this deck performed exactly like we would expect her to, just by being able to essentially copy and recreate and do a whole lot of crazy stuff, and then the scrying on top of that was really, really neat. I like that. Charmed is also becoming one of my favorite kind of upper end top creatures. Again, being able to get the royal roll is pretty nice. So Dutiful Griven, not super big on, but I don't think a bad creature by any means. And then we would have had the opportunity, I think, to actually sacrifice some enchantments to pull this back if we needed to. We just never got in a position to do that. But this deck, I think, was structured pretty well to be able to do that. So very, very happy with this. Enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. Thanks for hanging out. I know this was a little bit of a longer one, but we finished this deck up. Hopefully you enjoyed this Wilds of Eldraine draft, and stay tuned for more. We're going to be doing more, continuing to enjoy the set, play some, and just dabble and try to mix it up and do some different things. Take a look at some different deck synergies, see what the drafts are passing us, and hopefully continue to have 4 to 5, 6 win matches here off of these drafts would be great. So I'm gonna flash some socials, like, comment, subscribe. Really do appreciate all the support on the channel. Thank you so much. If you're just clicking on it and you're watching it, thank you so much for that. If you don't mind hitting that subscribe button for us, maybe dropping a like, really does help for engagement and get these videos out to more people and help bring them to the channel, which is never a bad thing. And again, we just appreciate the support. So close it out. Doc Average Gamer, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.